Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Travel Cuba series. Today we are driving through the city of Matanzas. This here right now is the bridge on top of Rio Canimar. In the previous episode, underneath that bridge is where we were riding the speedboats. The name of this bridge is Puente Antonio Guterres. And again, this is the main highway that goes from Varadero to Habana through Matanzas. Almost immediately after crossing the bridge, we're on the outskirts of the city of Matanzas. And this is the capital of the Cuban province of Matanzas. And the province of Matanzas is where Varadero is located. Population of the city is just over 140,000. And this is a really old city. It was founded in 1693 as San Carlos y San Severino de Matanzas. And what you can see here is the Bay of Matanzas. The city is located on the north shore of the island of Cuba, right at the Bay of Matanzas, 90 kilometers east of the capital Havana, and approximately 30 kilometers west of Varadero. The city is famous for its Afro-Cuban folklore and culture, and also for its poets, which is why it is referred to as La Atenas de Cuba, or the Athens of Cuba. Another thing the city is famous for is its 17 bridges that cross the three rivers, Yumuri, San Juan, and Canimar. We already crossed Canimar on the bridge at the beginning of the video. For this, the city is called the City of Bridges, and it's also sometimes referred to Venus of Cuba. We are following the main highway going to Habana around the Bay of Matanzas. At some points it turns it to Calle 129 or 129th Street. And at some point we will go inside the city and we will take 79th Street on our way to Rancho Gaviota. We will not stop anywhere in Matanzas. This is just a drive-through. Like, I did check comments of people who took the tour, and they were expecting that this tour will take them different places in Matanzas. It is just driving through Matanzas. You can look around and see how the city is, but it doesn't really stop anywhere, so you won't see any museums or anything like that. The city was originally developed around sugar plantations, and this is why it had large slave presence to work the plantations. And again, this is why there is a large African presence in Matanzas to this day. The area's African heritage can be experienced in the city's Afro-Cuban music scene and the practice of Santeria, which is a religion that is coming from what is now Nigeria and Benin in Africa. Because the city is so old, you can see buildings with really old architecture such as Baroque or Neoclassical. here we are approaching downtown or the city center. And this video will include both our drive through Matanzas on the way to Rancho Gaviota as well as on our way back. And again, this video is going to be only about Matanzas. On the way back, I'm the one driving. On the way to Rancho Gaviota, we're sitting on the back seat. And this here is 79th Street in the city of Matanzas. If you want to know more about the Jeep Safari day trip, please check out our videos or previous videos in the Travel Cuba series. Again, this is a day trip where we're driving little SUVs through Cuba, or the province of Matanzas, I should say, near Varadero. And this here is Parque de la Libertad, or the Park of Liberty. This is what used to be Plaza de Armas in the 1800s. It's a place where important plans to overthrow the government were devised and gain independence by fighting against the Spanish. On the other side of the park, you can see the Pharmaceutical Museum or Museo Farmacéutico. I'm not sure what's with this house here, but the sign says something about Revolutionary War heroes. And as we are kind of driving away from downtown, we started taking pictures and videos of people's houses, trying to see how people live. And you can see like there's some of the houses are pretty nice, others are kind of falling apart. It doesn't seem like there are different neighborhoods where you have better off financially, I guess, people. It's quite a contrast from one house to the other. And this here is René Fraga Park. It is in a high point of the city. You're basically above the city center or downtown, and you have a great view of the Bay of Matanzas from there. And here we're on the outskirts of the city, driving towards the village of Mena, and after this to Rancho Gaviota. And here we're on our way back from Rancho Gaviota, just entering the outskirts of Matanzas. At this point I'm driving and my wife is on the front seat filming. Left turn. Oh, we had a car like this one. A lot of my dad's lot of. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like driving in a bit of a time machine.
He was so happy. He waited 10 years for it. some point they were thinking about changing to different car just to get it sooner. Of course, like worst quality car. But he got this one. He got to choose a color which is like unprecedented because he was working in the place where they were bringing the car. So they hid one. His coworkers hid one for him, and it was red. He was so happy. He was showing me one pencil. It's red like this.
Imagine after 10 years.
That's a big moment after 10 years.
Yeah.
This here on the right is the TVU Muri station. It's a radio station as well. And I was telling a story here from way back, communism in Bulgaria. My dad did buy a Lada like the one that we passed earlier, and he did wait 10 years for it. And all of these streets are one way in downtown Matanzas, I guess. This here is Calle Milanes. Yeah, the same in the Philippines. It's full. Everybody drives like rides, scooters. They're everywhere. Because but in the Philippines, traffic is horrible, and it's really hard to get around with a car. So they would rather go with scooters. And here I was talking about the Philippines. They got scared, they stopped. Krass. Truck is krass.
School's letting
I don't like this. It's okay with you.
Yes. Yeah, I'm surprised that the kids are like, what time is it? Like, why are they still moving around?
12 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're probably just done. So this is again the Pharmaceutical Museum, and I believe a portion of this building is also a hotel. And this here back there is the Cathedral of San Carlos Borromeo. This building was somewhat completed in 1735, and all its facilities opened in 1750. It is a really, really old church. And here on the left is the History Museum of Matanzas, or Museo Histórico Provincial de Matanzas. And we're now back on the main highway going back towards Varadero. A like and subscribe would be very much appreciated. Here's one Lada turned into a limo. And yes, don't forget about the notification button that will notify you anytime we upload awesome videos like this one. And this here is San Juan River. So we were doing 60 when the road was completely broken. Now here we have a nice road and we're doing 40. I don't get this. Now is the moment to step on it, not back there. Here's me complaining about them driving too slow when in the country they were actually driving much faster, and you will see in our next episode how bad the roads are in the country. This here on the left is the Bay of Matanzas again, and with this we're about to wrap it up for today. I really appreciate the time you spent today. And I hope I'll see you in our next episode when we go to Rancho Gaviota. This is a ranch, like a farm in the country in Cuba. We're gonna have a lunch there, and then there is opportunity to ride horses and a bull as well. But yeah, this is it for today. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oh, by the way, they still love Fidel Castro there. Thank you again, and goodbye.